Kadash Lihabah, Holiness unto the Lord. Today we're going to review and learn to pronounce the proper names of the books of the Bible. I'll begin with the Tanakh, which is the first covenant or the Old Testament. It's called the Tanakh. That's the first of the covenant. Then we have the first 5 books as the Torah, teaching. Torah means teaching. Bereshith, in the beginning, is the book of Genesis. Bereshith at the Aretz. In the beginning, God created. Shemot means names, and this is your book of Exodus. Wayikra means, and he called, and that's your book of Leviticus. Bamidbar, in the wilderness, that's your book of Numbers. Devarim equals words, and that's your book of Deuteronomy. Devarim, Deuteronomy means book of words. Then we move on to the Nebiim, or the prophets. And we have Yehoshua, Yah is salvation, and that's Joshua. Then we have Shophatim, which means judges, and that is the book of Judges. We're going to follow in line of the Bible. Shemuel, herd of El, Samuel, that's your book of Samuel, which comes after the book of Judges. Melachim means sovereigns, and that's your book of Kings. Now there's 2 books of the kings, Melachim. Yeshayahu means salvation of Yah, and that's the book of Isaiah. Yeremiyahu, exaltation of Yah, and that's your book of Jeremiah. Yehezkel, strength of El, and that's the book of Ezekiel. Daniel, or Daniel, judgment of El, and that's your book of Daniel. Daniel, Hosea, means salvation, and that's your book of Hosea. Yoel, Yah is El, and that's your book of Joel. Amos, it's burden, and that's your book of Amos. Amos means burden. Obadiah, that's a servant of Yah, and that's your book of Obadiah. Yonah means dove, and that's your book of Jonah. Michah means who is like Yah, and that's your book of Micah. Nahum means comfort, and that's your book of Nahum. Habakkuk means to embrace, that's your book of Habakkuk. Tesphaniah, treasured of Yah, Zephaniah. Haggai, it's festive, and that's your book of Haggai. Zechariah was remembered of Yah, and that's your book of Zechariah. Malachi is my messenger, and that's the book of Malachi, or Malachi. Now the Ketuvim are the writings, such as Psalms, Proverbs. Tehillim is Psalms, and we call that the book of Psalms. So Mishle means Proverbs, and that's what we call the book of Proverbs, Mishle. Job It's the hated. English title for that one is Job. Shir Hasharim is Song of Songs, which we call it the Song of Songs. Ruth means friend, and we call that the book of Ruth as well. Echa means how. That's the book of Lamentations. We refer to it as the book of Lamentations. Koheleth means convener, and that's the book of Ecclesiastes. Koheleth. Hadassah. It's a myrtle tree, and we refer to that as the book of Esther. Ezra means help, and we recall that its correct name is Ezra. Nehemiah is constellation of Yah, and we call that book Nehemiah. Divrei HaYamim. It means annals of time, and we call that Chronicles. Now we're going to talk about the Brit Hadashah. This is the renewed covenant or the New Testament. Brit Hadashah, New Testament or New Covenant. And I like the term New Covenant. We'll start with what we call the Messianic writings. Matith Yahu, gift of Yah, and that's Matthew. Marcos is defense, and that's the book of Mark. Lucas, the illuminating, and that's the book of Luke. Yohanan, Yah has favored, that's the book of John. Maaseh, that's actions in the book of Acts. Then the letters of Shaul, which is Paul. Galatiim, it's of the Gauls, and that's called the book of Galatians. Galatiim. Thessalonikim, victory of falsity, and that's the book of Thessalonians. Two of those books. Corinthium, satiated, and that's the book of Corinthians. Romeim means strength, and that's the book of Romans. Philemon means one who kisses, and that's the book of Philemon. Philemon is Philemon. Kind of like that joke. Colosseum, colossal, and of course that's going to be Colossians. So Colosseum. FCM means permitted, and that's your book of Ephesians. Philippium means love of horses, and that's Philippians. Timotheos means honoring Elohim, and that's Timothy. Titos means nurse, and that's the book of Titus. Other writings include, and we have Ibrim, those from beyond, which is Hebrews. Yaakov, that's Jacob supplanter, and that's the book of James. Kepha is rock, or Kepha is Peter, the book of Peter. Kepha. Then we have Yohanan. Yah has favored John. Yah has favored. That's the book of John again. Then we come to Yahuda, which means Yah is praised, and that's your book of Judah. Okay. Hazon means vision, or the book of Revelations. So we've gone through the entire Bible, um, and we've laid out the proper names that the books were, or who the books were written by. And I think that's very important. If you're going to give holiness unto Yahuwah, then we need to understand how the word of Yahuwah came together. Kadash Lihabah. Thank you.